Hey, honey?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Geeky Grind, a show where me, your board barista Fen, goes through and talks nerdy about different stuff going on with Warhammer 40k. Because right now Warhammer 40k is my jam. I haven't really been playing a lot of other games, so yeah. Basically, Geeky Grind for the time being is a Warhammer 40k content show. Might expand out into some other stuff in the future. You know, once I get back into playing D&D and all that cool stuff. But right now, I got some issues with the Space Marine Index for 10th edition, and I made some notes here on my notepad. So, in order to keep me rambling, because Laura's not here, let's talk about the notes. The first issue I have with this, it's not the rules. The rules are great. I'm loving the combat doctrines. You can pick them whenever you want. You get them for one turn of the game. Gives you a cool benefit. You know, being able to shoot in a turn in which you advance, that's going to be great for my Imperial Fist and my Crimson Fist. Turn one, we're just going to go move out and lay down some shots with all of our big heavy guns. Granted, we're going to be hitting on that worser ballistic skill, but still. Tactical Doctrine, the unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. You know, being able to pull that whole thing of like, oh, all my shooty guys got into melee. Okay, we're going to fall back, lay down some shots, and then charge in to be able to sweep up whatever we need to sweep up. That's great. Oh, shoot. There's an issue that just happened that I'm not going to talk about just yet. We're going to see how many times it happens and how far I can get down through this before the issue I really am having with this is going to kick in. The Assault Doctrine is able to charge in a turn at which advance. Great for my Black Templars, great for my Death Watch, being able... I got a lot of dudes on foot in those chapters, being able to move them up, and then also be able to run in and start chopping stuff to bits. Going to be great. Also got lots of chain swords on my foot slogging dudes for both the Imperial Fist and the Crimson Fist. So definitely going to be making use of the Assault and Devastator doctrines. However, I feel like in the near future. Stratagems, they're all good. Armor of Content, basically being, give yourself the Armor of Content ability we had for a little while in 9th edition to reduce AP by 1 on one of your units when they're getting shot at. Only in death does do the end, basically giving a unit fight on death. Honor the chapter. The lance, the ability to get a little bonus when you charge. That's cool. Adaptive strategy, basically being able to put your unit into one of the doctrines that your army is not in at the time, being able to not only like, oh, I'm charging, but I need my shooty guys to still be able to shoot. That's cool. Be able to do that on dudes. And Storm of Fire, basically turning everybody in one unit into Imperial Fist for a turn. I really think that if we do get an Imperial Fist chapter, what do they call them? The detachment. Yeah, if we get Imperial Fist detachment, I think we're going to see basically the stratagem that basically everybody's going to have active on them all the time is going to probably be some sort of Storm of Fire, ignores cover, maybe giving everybody a sustained hits with bolter weapons only. I think those are going to be for that detachment. Squad tactics, basically get to make some movement if you need to. Yeah, strategies are okay. The bolter discipline, yeah, I think this is definitely the sustained hits. Unmodified hit 5 is critical hit. That actually might be the Imperial Fist detachment ability. I think it's going to be like a combination of like that and ignores cover, because we're skilled at being able to shoot people in buildings, so we should not be able to have to worry about cover. All right, now we're getting into the actual data sheets. Of course, we start off with the captains. And straight up, this is my number one issue I have with the index, as it is written. The actual content of the index. I mean, I don't have enough captains. I do own one, and it's just because I bought it last week. I got one Primaris captain that has actually got a legal data sheet in 10th edition. I bought the Imperium magazine, so I got the captain from the Imperium magazine who's armed with a plasma pistol and a power sword. You can't equip a Primaris captain with a plasma pistol and a power sword. It does not work in this edition because you're missing a piece of equipment that basically you could put a power fist and a plasma pistol together, but you can't put any of the other options together. So I'm going to have a minion that's sitting on my shelf, not doing anything, because GW ignored the Imperium magazine mini to be able to let it slot into any other chapter. So there's that issue. The other issue is that a lot of these captains are all unit linked for their leadership ability. They're unit locked, depending on their armor and their war gear. So if you've got the Primaris captain with a plasma pistol and a power fist, you could put that with a unit of hell blasters. And that's what lets him get into hell blasters. Because this guy's got the relic shield, he gets to go with the Blade Guard veteran. But he also gets to, but he can't go with hell blasters, but he can go with the assault squad, the assault intercessor squad, the infernus squad, the intercessor squad, the Stern Guard veteran squad. He can go with any of those squads. I'm planning on painting this up for the Imperial Fist because that's the most options I have for him to be able to squad in with other people. But I still need another one of these for my Crimson Fist because I don't have a captain in that army. So I bought one of the Elite Edition starter sets, and I'm almost tempted to be like, I should probably buy another Elite Edition starter set if I can get my hands on them, because $100 and getting a ton of different stuff, in addition to the $40 captain I need, and an extra squad of Outriders because I love Outriders. It's funny, I love bikes so much in the game, but I don't play White Scars. It's funny. So let's keep scrolling down. Captain Gravis armor. I had 2 of these, but I sold them off because I had named characters and I didn't really think I needed the Gravis captains. Yeah, but if I want to squad up, I need one of these for my Crimson Fist, because that's where my aggressors are all painted as Crimson Fist, but my Eradicators and my Heavy Intercessors are painted up as Imperial Fist. Great thing is, though, Torgaradon has Gravis armor, so he can lead those 2 squads. So I really don't need a Imperial Fist Captain in Gravis. I need a Crimson Fist Captain in Gravis. And this is what I'm talking about. I have to go through all of my armies look at who's got what units and basically decide, okay, I need a captain for this army, I need this style captain for Fist, I need this style for Crimson, I need this style for Black Templars, I need this style for Deathwatch. The fact that in order to get the bonuses for my captains in the squads that I need them in, I need to have the options always available to be able to go, okay, this is what I've got. I need to be able to mix and match and have a fully well-rounded out army. That's a problem that I have as a player, where I like to have all my options. Now, I played Magic the Gathering, I had my cube, so I could build any commander deck I want to be able to build out of my cube, because, you know, it's like 720 of the best cards ever printed. Then I just needed about another, I don't know, 200 cards. They're specialties that just lets me build my commander decks. Yeah, no. And I like having that, and I like being able to mix and match my armies. That's why I'm doing this last wall protocol. I only play, you know, Crimson Imperial Fist successor chapters and Deathwatch, and they're all painted so they can kind of like look like they're going together and stuff. But, you know, in order to have this cohesive unit, being able to be like, okay, so in the meta, the aggressors are really good, and I really want to have my aggressor captain show up for this battle. I'm going to need a captain that's designed to go with my aggressors. And part of the problem is, like, I don't need to do this for lieutenants, because, like, basically it seems like every box set that comes out, we get a new lieutenant. And I have every single armor variant for lieutenants. I don't have them for captains. I also have every single armor variant for chaplains, except for firstborn chaplains. But, you know, I think firstborns are going to get phased out by 11th. If not 11th edition and then 12th edition, give us another 6 years and we'll see the firstborns basically go the way of the dodo. Which actually leads me into the next issue I have with this. The chapter ancient, the chapter apothecary, the chapter champion, the firstborn command squad units in this edition are no longer broken up. They're all linked together. And because I wanted to save some cash and not actually buy command squad, I got a lot of my command squad minis like secondhand. Used. I got my chapter apothecary, my company apothecary. I got him in a trade/buy deal with my buddy Damien. He had him on a bike as an old Legends kit. I ended up just basically putting him in the freezer and popping him apart, taking his upper torso and putting it on a new lower torso, and then using those biker legs and some spare bits in order to build another biker out of that guy. And so I've got an apothecary that I don't have, and I've got an apothecary and an ancient, and I got some of the company veterans. So I got the unit, but I don't have the champion, and yeah, I'm going to end up basically being like, okay, we're going to have to finagle and put together, and hopefully we can kit bash out a champion. Also, they've spread across different chapters, so I'm going to have to basically strip the paint and figure out what army actually needs command squad. So there's that. Other issues with the support characters, again, they're same as captains. I've got, I've been starting to pick up my support characters. I got my Tech Marine here, all painted up as Imperial Fist, ready to go. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to need one for the Crimson Fist. I'm going to need one for the Black Templar. So I'm going to end up with 3 different Tech Marines all sitting ready to go, because those are the armies that I've got the vehicles for. But I'm also going to need like another Primaris apothecary. I'm going to need the new apothecary, the scientist, not the doctor one that's coming out in the Leviathan set, and that thing is probably going to be like box locked, same as the Judicar. That's one of the other problems that I've seen going through the codex. There's some of these some of these characters like the Judicar. I really have wanted a Judicar since it came out, but it's always been part of of a little collection set, and I haven't brought myself to be like, okay, it's time to buy one of those yet, because I'm like $80, and you know, I get a bunch of stuff I've already got because I've got tons of blade guards already, but I think it might be time to have to pull the trigger on that one. And all of this is like part of the problem I've got with the new edition is I built my collection for the last edition, and now all these sweeping changes are making me go, okay, I gotta buy all this stuff I'm missing because I didn't really need it last time, because it really didn't like the buffs from my, it didn't matter what kind of armor my apothecary was wearing or my captain. You know, all my stuff, I could play the best versions of each slot of each, you know, HQ type and each elite type, and just basically be like, oh yeah, no, I got the good versions in here. I don't need the rest. But now I need the rest. So my want list is just growing with this new edition. And then there's just the technical aspect of the new thing. I mean, this index is 252 pages long. Okay, I didn't really scroll through a lot of. I don't want to scroll through this because so many people have been scrolling through it and going over in vast detail, just like the pluses and minuses of all the different units. Because every time I've tried to do that, like this is the fourth time that I've been recording this video, and all three times before this, basically this index on my software has crashed each time, and I'm like, ugh. And there's the whole thing of like trying to scroll through, and you're like, okay, I know I'm around here somewhere for the thing I want, okay, and you get scrolled, you're like, okay, I know it's just 2 more pages down, blank white pages. Yeah, it's a heavy data file, to say the least. And this is funny because I think it's because I've been working on updating my master's thesis into an actual book, but this index needs an index. Like, there's no real like way to find something other than using the search feature. Unlike a book where you can actually flip through everything, the removal of the battlefield role icons and having stuff organized by battlefield role. I mean, it's still kind of organized by battlefield role, but it just feels very disorganized. I'm nitpicking, but yeah, no, I just feel like this new edition and the leader rules really, like, especially in Space Marines, I mean, I can understand in NIDS with the bioforms, like, yeah, okay, this leader goes with this squad, this leader goes with this squad, okay, yeah. It's more open because there's less data sheets, and I think there's a bloat to the Space Marines, which, I hate to say it, if we got rid of the Firstborn, or made Firstborn Space Marines and Primaris Space Marines two different armies, it would cut down on this bloat. I really think. But I know there's probably a bunch of people out there that are saying, no, you can't get rid of all my Firstborn. I was like, it's almost time. I'm not been buying Firstborn. I actually, when I sold off a bunch of my minis, I sold off a bunch of my Firstborn kits. Still feeling a little bit like I did myself dirty, because I really wish I still had my Rhino, but I got a spare Sisters Rhino on sprue. I can easily turn that into a Imperial Fist Rhino and call it good. But Yeah, it's the problem I'm having with is just like I need to buy more minis, and that's not a bad problem to have. There's a lot of it's like building these to me is a lot of fun. Building and painting them is an incredible amount of fun, and I've got the troops. I've got all the troops for Space Marines. I don't need any more troops. I might need some Desolation Marines, but I definitely do need more characters. I need to get better on my painting of characters, so it's a win-win. It's just the whole thing of my wallet's hurting. And I know before I get ready to play in some tournaments, I'm going to have to update and make sure that I've got all the options. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want to run. This is what I want to bring. I got the options. Yeah. Overall, other than these nitpicky little small problems, there's not too much with it. Just, I can't wait until we actually get the real, data cards come out so I can actually just organize this and sort through easier on my own. Have the physical stuff in hand so I don't have to worry about, computer problems. And, just really sit down and really rethink and go, okay, what am I missing for stuff? Which army would it best fit into? And call it a day. And I think that's a problem everybody's having right now, is just how do I rework my armies? How do I rebuild? Where's my collection needing? Where's stuff going? So, probably put down in the comments down below, like what units are you have you decided it's like, okay, it's time to pull the trigger, we need to buy this stuff. And also, what unit are you really happy about, like, wanting to get on the painting table in the future as Space Marines? That's it for me. I'll see you next time. Hoping to be able to go through and record a bunch of these and release some extra episodes throughout the week, just so I can stay on top of all the stuff that's coming out. Definitely want to do a lot more Warhammer news going forward. So Geeky Grind might not just be a Sunday thing. It might be a couple days a week thing, just to put some more content out. So I gotta get working on that. I'll see you later. Peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.